America's top foundations bankroll attack on big tech. Washington, Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders have discussed breaking up the biggest tech companies during their presidential campaigns. Federal and state regulators are investigating whether the companies have violated antitrust law. But the activists and scholars who first raised concerns about the market power of companies like Facebook and Amazon don't plan to stop there. They want to sell their thinking to the broader public, too. And they are amassing numerous wealthy backers to help them do it. Major nonprofits, including the Ford and Hewlett Foundations, have pledged millions of dollars in total toward taking on the power of the country's corporate giants like Facebook and Amazon. Other supporters include groups run by George Soros, the billionaire financier, and Pierre Omidyar, an eBay founder. The foundations regularly fund critical looks at capitalism. The Ford Foundation, for example, supports many organizations that study and fight inequality. The Hewlett Foundation, whose lineage goes back to a founder of Hewlett-Packard and has a $10 billion endowment, has put a slice of its money toward organizations re-examining the free market economic policies that dominate Washington. But the financial support is reaching new heights, and it could help the activists keep pressure on Silicon Valley by building the sort of political might that has powered liberal policy victories on issues like civil rights and net neutrality. Activists recently announced a coalition to take on Amazon, for example, that includes organizers around the country. One of the groups receiving foundation money is led by Chris Hughes, a Facebook co-founder who now publicly argues for breaking up the social media giant. His group, the Economic Security Project, is pooling some of the money and then distributing it to projects focused on antitrust and concentration concerns. Hughes, wealthy from his time at Facebook, has contributed some of the money himself. The Economic Security Project plans to give antitrust activists $10 million over the next 18 months. The organization plans to put part of the money toward grassroots organizers, researchers at several Washington think tanks and a group that recruits artists to make graphics that expose how our economy really works. The coming years will test whether the efforts of the advocates can harness the skepticism about large corporations and the wealthy that is animating the Democratic presidential primary race. Ultimately, these advocates hope to address corporate concentration in numerous businesses, including drugs and farm products, and combat rising economic inequality. They have their work cut out for them. Tech companies spend tens of millions of dollars on lobbying every year. And antitrust issues hinge on dense questions of law and economics. For more on this story, visit the news article link.